Hey y'all, Haley here with the Canine Pack in Hillsborough, North Carolina. I wanted to talk to you about how true behavior modification can help dogs move into a self-regulating state of mind. So the goal of the training that I do, behavior modification, isn't to be telling your dog what to do all the time. That gets old for you, that gets old for your dog. The goal is to teach your dog how to make better decisions. And part of that is obedience, telling them what we want them to do. And the other part of that is correcting behavior that we find inappropriate. But then we have to, once we teach them all those things, we have to let our dogs make decisions. Like, for instance, we have to open the door and let them decide whether to run out or not. And if they decide to run out, they get corrected. If they don't decide to run out, nothing happens. We have to let them make decisions once we teach them what are good decisions and what are bad decisions. And then they move into this really awesome phase of self-regulating their own behavior. Like, I'll teach a dog place, and then when they're on place, if their head's up and they're panting and they're anxious, I'll get them to go into a double down, and I'll pattern that, and then you see them, like, you tell them get on place and they get on place and they're anxious and they're like, right, she's probably going to tell me to get my head down, and you'll see them go ahead and do that and like calm themselves down and regulate their own behavior. And that's one of the awesome magical things about behavior modification. But it takes both sides of that equation. It takes teaching them what we want them to do and teaching them what we don't want them to do to really get that full transformation, and that move over into self-regulation just requires us to let them make decisions and not use obedience to keep from correcting our dogs. So like, we don't want to tell our dogs to do something just so they won't do a bad behavior. Like, if our dog is about to jump on a person and we tell them to sit, then like, we just told them to sit, we didn't teach them not to jump. So don't use obedience to keep from correcting your dogs, and then you'll get a dog that makes better decisions and better choices about their own behavior.